Ah, Shadow of Memories, one of my all-time favourite games. So why haven't I covered it up until now? Well, I was going to in September, but when setting up to record the footage, turns out Shadow of Memories has a certain technical aspect I wasn't aware of. A handful of PlayStation 2 titles actually output at PS1 resolution, which is around 240p. I'm looking at you, Nipponichi Software. This is why I use a PlayStation Classic for PS1 games, as it outputs at 720p. My capture device only recognises a minimum of 480p. And since I no longer have a functioning PS2 compatible PS3, I've had to enter the murky world of emulation. PSXploitation to be exact. I only started tinkering with this recently, and this is a damn good emulator. But I am still using ISOs ripped from my original physical copies, so please don't judge me too harshly. Shadow of Memories, or Shadow of Destiny in other territories, released by Konami in 2001, was the third PS2 game I owned. The first two being Tekken Tag Tournament and Eternal Ring for those curious. Tekken was the only release title that remotely interested me at the time, and Eternal Ring was, well, let's just say it wasn't From Software's best outing. I may cover that at some point, I don't know. But Shadow of Memories, my lovely, lovely Shadow of Memories. This is the game that really opened up the PlayStation 2 for me. I love an intriguing game with an intriguing premise, and this fits the bill perfectly. It's one of those games that you read about and immediately think, yes, I want that, give me that, I want that in my face. One quiet afternoon, in the quaint little German town of Lebensbaum, Ike Gush is leaving the Café Somme on his way to... on his way to death, apparently. Ike awakens, if that's the correct term, in a mysterious room being addressed by a mysterious voice.
What on earth could have happened? Am I dead?
Bingo.
Who's there?
How does it feel to be dead, Ike?
Damn it, who is this? Are you making fun of me?
Not at all. I beg your pardon if I've offended you. You are strongly fated today. You see, you are destined to die.
The voice offers Ike a deal. Prevent his own death by removing the cause via time manipulation, or just die here and now. And since Ike has got nothing to lose, he takes the deal.
I'm going to give you this digipad. Please, use it well.
He's given a digipad which allows him to travel to certain points in time. But he has to beware, following Bill and Ted rules, the clock in the present is still ticking, which makes fate harder to escape. If you spend too much time in another time and the appointed hour approaches, Ike dies regardless.
Good luck.
Sir, please wake up. Are you all right? Do you feel sick or something?
Awaking in the cafe, Ike is understandably a little freaked.
What? Huh? Oh, sorry. I fell asleep.
He pays for his coffee and leaves. Lebensbaum is quite a small and walled-in German town. Can't you tell from everyone's German accents?
What? Don't talk to me if you've got nothing to say.
At the beginning, it's even more walled-in. Some games use certain tricks to herd the player in the right direction. In Shadow of Memories, this is achieved with the use of dogs.
I guess this is as far as I go.
Wandering the streets, Ike comes across a fortune teller.
I've been expecting you.
This veiled woman will, of course, tell Ike his fortune. Think of it as the game's hint system. Your first visit is necessary as Ike has no idea what he's doing and he needs a nudge in the right direction. Using the digipad, Ike travels back a short time before the assassination, with the simple goal of gathering a few people in the town square to thwart the killer's plan. The looming threat stealthily retreats as the crowd enjoys the mysterious masked juggler. Returning to the present, the shit just keeps on coming. Now the local bar is on fire.
Cool! Look at that thing burn!
A crying child asks Ike to save his grandpa. He tries, and yes, he dies in the fire. Oh, and how the mysterious voice loves to condescend.
It is difficult, after all, isn't it, to change one's very destiny?
After taking care of that, Dana, the waitress from the cafe, catches up after Ike after he left a couple of items behind.
Sir,
His lighter and a curious red gem Ike has never seen before.
here, you forgot this. It is yours, right?
Huh?
And surprise, stabby time again.
It looks like there's someone hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, no shit. Try again. Save me, Digipad. How far back this time? Oh shit. There are 4 time zones. Modern day, well, not anymore, 2001, 1980, 1902, and where Ike has just found himself, 1580.
What are you? Who are you?
This is Margaret, the local alchemist's daughter. She takes an instant liking to this oddly dressed stranger and invites him home. Oh my. Ike meets Hugo, Margaret's inquisitive brother.
Wow, would you look at those strange clothes?
And their sickly mother Helena. Their father, Dr. Wagner, is attempting to cure her illness by creating the holy grail of alchemy, the elixir of life, plus the creation of a homunculus, and for this he needs the Philosopher's Stone. After preventing his death this chapter, Ike returns to the present to see his good friend Mr. Eckert, to see if he has any books on alchemy.
Come in. Hey, Mr. Eckert, do you know anything about alchemy?
Why the sudden interest? Research of some kind?
Well, not exactly.
Upon leaving, a familiar voice inquires about Ike's progress.
How are things?
I've heard that voice before.
Of course you have. Do you remember me now? I was the one who saved you. You should be a little more appreciative.
What's going on around here? Who are you?
That's not very nice. Can't you be a little more polite? I am homunculus. Not that there's much in a name. I've been waiting a long time to see you again. I've looked for you everywhere.
To prove homunculus is legit, he sends Ike to 1980 without any energy units.
Am I seeing things? Did that man?
The energy units each allow for 1 time jump, and can be found in places around town. Their locations change depending on the time period.
Now I can get back.
The town changes for every period and so does its presentation. A great artistic choice is the colorization of each time. Present day and the 80s are in colour, 1902 is in black and white, and the 1500s are in sepia tone. All the while Ike stays in his original time colour. But some things never change, and that's the townsfolk. Lebensborn has a very small population, and meeting everyone is easy. Hereditary traits means a genuine excuse to reuse character models, with a few modifications, mainly clothing. Most notably Mr. Eckert's great-grandfather, who is clearly just Mr. Eckert with a badly glued-on moustache. It's not just the death prevention that changes things, it's the little details that make this more engrossing. For example, Mr. Eckert's cat had kittens and he'd like to find homes for them, so Ike takes one for Sibylla Brum, Mr. Eckert's grandmother.
Oh, she's so soft. Can I really have her?
I promised, didn't I? Make sure you give her lots of love.
Or in order to prevent a tree being planted in the town square, Ike convinced the groundsman to plant a flower bed or erect a statue. This statue would depict Ike scaring off the gossipy ladies with either his lighter or his chunky early 2000s mobile phone, whichever you choose. But Ike just keeps on dying.
Don't give up, Ike. It's dangerous to be alone.
And Homunculus is adamant about keeping him alive. Why? Subtle decisions can change the course of a playthrough, and each branch and ending help uncover the truth. Who is trying to kill Ike? Who was Mr. Eckert's daughter? What's the link between Dana and Margaret? Who is the fortune teller? And how did Ike come into possession of the Philosopher's Stone to begin with? These are the major points I had to leave out. Writing about Shadow of Memories while keeping the main twists under wrap was difficult, but I hope I've kindled interest in one of my personal favourites. The plot and characters are interwoven very well. Something or someone relates to something or someone else in some way, and if you keep digging, it all comes full circle. When you think you're on the right track, boom, the plot takes a 90-degree turn, keeping you guessing. On the surface, this appears to be a mere time-travelling whodunit, but it goes far deeper than that. I hadn't played this in years, and I was worried that it had aged badly. It most certainly has not. I fell in love with Shadow of Memories back then, and I still love it now. This is one of those special titles that was clearly made out of love. A branching tree that is intriguing and is fun to explore. This has soul. I did my best to avoid major spoilers. This is a very plot and character driven game after all, which is why I went over a lot of story aspects, and I did manage to rein that in before this became a let's play. Its longevity comes through multiple playthroughs, seeking out alternative options and seeing all 6 endings. I did 100% this back in the day and doing so was worth it. It'll never happen, but I nominate this for a remake. But until that day comes, please play this.
Dana?
Ike?